Hi everyone, welcome back to the fourth video in our video series. I took a 2-week break to work on some of my own projects, but I'm back here to film another video, another algorithm. And I know 2 weeks ago I said that I was going to be going over the merge sort and going over recursive algorithms, but I wanted to solve a few more regular algorithms, iterative algorithms first before I get to recursion. And so today, the algorithm that we're going to be solving together is called symmetric difference. And this is an algorithm that you're going to run across at least once when you're learning coding. This is probably my second time coming across this algorithm on Free Code Camp alone. And I'm sure in a lot of other learning platforms, they will also go over this algorithm. So let's actually read through the instructions together. It says, given two sets, A and B, compute A, B, union B, A. And this is pretty much saying compute the symmetric difference of A and B. And so it's to enumerate the items that are in A or B, but not both. And this sentence right here of enumerate the items that are in A or B, but not both, is the fundamental definition of what symmetric difference is. And so in this problem set, we're going to be giving two sets. And if you guys don't know what a set is, let's actually read it together here, just so you guys have a reference. Set. A set. A set object lets you store unique values of any type, whether primitive values or object references. And so set objects are collections of values. And the fundamental difference between a set and an array is that an item can only occur once in a set, whereas in an array, it can occur multiple times. For example, let me just give you an example really quickly. So in an array, we could have the values 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is a valid array because in this array, we have the values 1, 2 times. And so this is an array here. Array. Sorry. But in a set, this is actually not considered a valid set. And in a set, a value can only occur once. So this is a valid set right here, because in a set, a value can only occur one time, whereas in an array, there could be duplicate values. And so the fundamental problem is asking for us to find values unique in set A, set B, but not in both. So this is the fundamental definition of symmetric difference, and this is the algorithm that we're tasked with in this problem. We have to somehow figure out how we're going to get values in each array that are not in the other array and pretty much combine it together. So have a unique set at the end, or a unique array at the end, that is completely unique compared with both arrays. And so let's actually get started. So how are we going to find? We need to find unique values in array A. And we also need to find the unique values in array B. And basically what we need to do is, once we find this, we need to combine both arrays of unique values and return it. And so this is the fundamental problem at hand. And so let's get right to it. So right here, we're going to have to find the unique values in array A. And how are we going to do that? My best guess in solving this problem right now is to probably use the filter, the array.filter method. And if you guys don't know what the array.filter method is, you could always go to the MDN docs and read more about it. But I'm just going to get started right away. So let's actually get it started. Const filtered A is equal to A.filter value. And so basically, array.filter pretty much returns a new array given the condition that you're going to specify right here. And we can make it like this, return. So what kind of condition do we want here? We probably want to filter out the values in array A that are also in array B. So the way I would set it up is return not B dot includes value. And so this right here is pretty much saying we're going to return all the values in array A that are not included in array B. And so let's console.log this, log filtered A. And we actually need to throw in a condition here to also specify what's going on. Let's actually take this right here, throw that in here. So let's actually take a look at this array right here. So Serena was returned from this filter. And so let's see, Mary, Bob, and John, is that included in the other array? Yes, it is. So we have a unique array returned from filtered A, from array A. I mean, filtered A is a returned new array from the A array. Pretty much it's a unique, a unique array now. And so let's actually do the same thing for the second one. And the second one, the B array, is going to be the same exact principle. Filter B is equal to B dot filter value return not A dot includes value. And so let's console.log this too. So here we have Jim. And because we saw that Mary, John, and Bob are in the first array, Jim is a unique value in array B that's not in array A. So Serena and Jim are the two values, and we somehow need to return the new array with the combined values. And yeah, we could use we could use a concatenation, but I'm going to use the new ES6 spread operator here to spread the two values into a new array. So return, it's actually const symmetric diff is equal to filtered A filtered B. So we could do a console.log to check to see if everything worked here. And yes, so Serena and Jim. So pretty much what we wrote here, we could pretty much safely say that this algorithm is going to pass if I return the symmetric difference variable. But I kind of don't like how this looks right now. I feel like we can actually shorten the code and to also like not write repeated code to make the code more concise. So let's actually change up our code a little bit to implement this. I'm going to remove this. So we have filtered A and filtered B. We have these two filters right here. We combine the values here and everything seems good. But to me here, it looks like filtered A and filtered B are almost the same exact code. We're just switching around the order of A and B here. And that honestly is a little bit redundant for me. And so let's actually make it more concise. So we can just comment this out right here. Let's actually make a helper method or helper function actually that we could reuse 2 times for the same thing, same operation. So const filter func is equal to, and we're going to do first array, second array. And what we're going to do is we're going to steal this logic right here. And we're just going to change around some of the stuff. So instead of const filtered A, we could just say const filtered right here like that. And we're just going to do first array dot filter. And we're going to put this to second array dot includes. And so let's actually, I don't like these parameter names. Let's do set. Let me think about this. filtering set, filtering array. Let's call this one comparison array. So right here, we're gonna do the filtering array dot filter, and we're also gonna do, sorry, let's take that and put it right here. And basically, actually right here, return, not comparison array, it's perfect. And we also have to return the final product. But right here, we could actually make this even shorter because in the arrow function syntax, if it's a one line function, we could actually put it on the same line and remove the curly braces and the return keyword. So we could actually do it like this. Not that that looks a lot cleaner, but let's actually take this. Good. So let's actually call this function now and say on filtered A is equal to filter func. And first we're going to do A, and then we're going to do B. And let's console.log filtered A. So it looks like everything is working the same way as before. We could actually repeat this and change this for B. And all we need to do is change the order of the parameters based on how we wrote our functions. And now if we actually comment this out, it's exactly the same values as before. So we could get rid of all of this duplicate code right here, clean up our function, make it look way nicer than it previously was. And we could just return the final product here. Okay, something is going on, something is wrong. So let's actually take this. Jim, Serena, Jim. Okay, so basically the problem also wants us to pretty much sort this array. So let's actually sort this out first. So it looks like the function, the problem here wants us to sort it, and it says sort the resultant array before returning it. Simple, we just add a sort call to the end of this array right here. And now the test should be good to go. And we have a completed algorithm here. And initially we had about 30 lines of code, and we reduced that down to simply maybe 15, 16 lines of code here. We made a helper function inside of the symmetric difference that pretty much filters out values that are included in the other array and returns a new array based off of this filter. And so we do this for both array A and array B. And then we're going to use the spread operator here to combine the array into a new variable. And then we're going to also sort it, and then we're going to return it. And so that's it for this algorithm here. This was actually simple. It was actually my first time actually solving this with you guys here. So I had a lot of fun doing it. And just FYI to everybody out there, I have a bunch of algorithms and data structures that I've solved, and they're all on my GitHub page. The link is in the bio. So if you have any algorithms or any problems that you're working on, or that you kind of want to see different kind of solutions, you could always take a look at my GitHub and compare your solution to mine, or figure out how I solved it to give you a better understanding of how you can solve it. And once again, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.